Today's episode of Dungeon Crawlers Radio is brought to you by Gamers Inn, your one-stop location for all your gaming needs. Located in Lehigh City, Utah, their fun and friendly staff will be more than happy to answer any of your gaming needs. Just remember, Gamers Inn, it's where adventures begin.
It's time to power up.
Autobots, roll out! Broadcasting live from the DCR studio.
Oh yeah!
The Geek Revolution starts here.
Excellent!
Get ready for the #1 hit geek radio show out there.
Well, it is impressive, isn't it?
Because it's time for Dungeon Crawlers Radio. Let's get ready to rumble!
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Alright, everyone, welcome to another episode of Dungeon Crawlers where Mackenzie is lost. She's on a quest to find more hearts and crush the souls of everyone around her. And McKay, well, McKay's doing stuff that McKay does in the timeline, and Varen is off building a statue. I don't know why, but he's building a statue to Scott. That's right.
A metal statue.
Yes.
Because only metal can, accurately represent my hard-heartedness. And
yes.
my demeanor.
It's all going to be there. Anatomically correct. So if you ever want to see it, go ask Varen.
Oh, yeah. It's okay. It's okay, because I'm wearing a loincloth, so it's all good.
Yes. It covers everything. Butt flap included. Yes.
Well, that's important. That's the important part. So, I'm excited, because we just got finished with a con.
We did. It was crazy.
It always sounds bad. It's like I'm finishing with some kind of, thievery, or, some kind of, I don't know, like we just pulled a bank heist or something. We're not rich. We just survived a Comic-Con.
Yes. I still like that, though. Author Michael Brent Collins wrote a book called The Longest Con. You would think that it's about stealing, kind of like something you'd see from Ocean's 11 or something like that, or The Heist. Yeah. Nope, it's about aliens that have infiltrated a Comic-Con, because let's face it, they can. And the people, authors, they disappear from their tables. Why do they do that? Because they're fighting the aliens. That's the truth. That's why we're so tired after a con, because we've been fighting aliens.
Hold up. You're joking me, right?
No, that is what the book is about.
The Longest Con is about aliens at a Comic-Con?
Aliens that invade Earth during Comic-Con and infiltrate the Comic-Con, and the authors who fight them and protect the Earth.
You have got to be kidding me.
I'm not.
That is awesome.
Yes.
That is just awesome.
So
I'm not.
If this intrigues you, go pick up a copy. It's on Amazon. Michael Brent Collins. It's awesome. I have a copy. Fantastic book.
I would just borrow your copy, but I also want to support authors. Support your local authors.
Well, the other really cool thing is he actually creates characters from other authors that generally are seen at Comic-Con, Salt Lake Comic-Con.
Are you saying that you are one of the authors that fights aliens?
No, I'm not. I will be in the sequel, I've been told, but that's if the sequel ever gets written. But you have Larry Correia, Dave Butler, Kevin J. Anderson, guys like that are in it. Apparently, Dave Butler is really a robot that likes to lick things. I'll leave it at that, because you must read to find out why he licks things.
I'm sorry, Dan. I'm just going to be calling you the Dan in Black.
That's fine. All right.
Here comes the Dan in Black. Boom, boom,
yeah.
Boom, boom.
I don't wear black that often. I wear blue. Anyways.
Well, you're aliens, so.
Yes. So, we were at Salt Lake Comic-Con. We got to speak with voice actress Vanessa Marshall. For those of you that do not know who she is, well, that's a shame.
Who we all...
Because...
Yeah, everybody knows who she is.
Well...
Sorry, did I just skip away?
No, I'll throw this in, because She has voiced Wonder Woman in several of the DC animated movies. She has voiced Gamora on the Guardians of the Galaxy. In Avengers Assemble, she has voiced Hela. She has done the voice of Poison Ivy in Batman Brave and the Bold. She has done several different voice characters. Mary Jane Watson from the Spectacular Spider-Man and Vertigo from Wolverine and the X-Men. She also did several voices in Young Justice. She did Black Canary, Red Inferno. The list, I know, the list continues to go on. It was really awesome talking with her. But honestly, my favorite has to be Hera Syndulla from Star Wars Rebels. Which
I was really expecting, I'm not going to lie, I was really expecting you to pull out some random role. Okay, I'll admit, I just had to go to IMDb because you're pulling out all those. And I do have to say, one role that she had that I'm proud of her for, she was in Ghostbusters, the video game. The great one back in 2009, which was hands down the closest thing we'll ever get to GB3, and it was amazing. The story, the characters, and apparently she was one of the characters, so that's even cooler for me.
Yeah. No, I mean, she did a lot of voice-over work on video games. Again, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinity, she was Gamora. She was in Baldur's Gate 2, The Throne of Baal. She was Cindy. She did voices on Diablo 3. She had, if you go on to IMDb or even Wikipedia, she has a huge list of things that she's been. I mean, she was the Wicked Witch in Cinderella and Grandma on Shrek 2, the video game. She did voices on Shark Tales.
Hold up. She apparently was Jan Ors.
Oh yeah, on Jedi Outcast. Yeah, and she also did some voices on KOTOR 2.
I knew that one. I just didn't realize that she was Jan Ors.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I know.
That makes me so happy inside.
So, Jan Ors or Jane Orso, I don't know. Very similar storylines, maybe. Yeah.
A little creepy there.
Yeah. So. Really, really cool that she's done everything she has. Fantastic, wonderful lady, and she was really cool to talk to. I'll admit that. So we're gonna play that interview for you towards the end, but first, let's talk a little bit about the character that we got excited about, which is Hera Syndulla. Rebels season.
You are mean. You are a tease.
I know, but see, that makes people listen to the end.
Or they skip forward to the end.
Don't skip because you're going to miss cool stuff.
Now I need to tell some cool stuff. When I was 5, I'm going to lose them. Okay, quick, Daniel.
No, I'm just saying. So, Season 4 of Rebels is going to be premiering shortly. We know it's the end. We've seen the trailer. If you haven't, go see the trailer. We saw a lot of interesting stuff happened in Season 3. When we reviewed Season 3, Scott and I were a little disappointed. It seemed like we had a fantastic villain that was wasted with Thrawn. Maybe we get to see Thrawn redeem himself in Season 4? I don't know. The big question is, what happens to Ezra and Kanan? Because, we heard the page on Rogue One, General Syndulla, right now she's only captain. Now she's a general. We see Chopper. We see the Ghost. We know Sabine is with her family on Mandalore.
We have no idea where everybody's going to end up. The only one we know where they're going to end up, is Hera and Chopper.
Well, I mean, we see Sabine with her family towards the end of Season 3.
I'm talking after Season 4.
Yeah. I mean, we truly don't. I hope they survive, but at the same time, I hope they don't, because that's the whole point of Episode 4, and that is the Jedi are gone. So part of me wants to see them live on, because they're great characters. Another part of me wants them to die, because otherwise, how is the storyline moving forward if all the Jedi are not wiped out except for Yoda and Obi-Wan? Yeah.
Okay, and I do want to interject, because I actually disagree. Like, I would be okay if they survived and they kept doing their good, kept doing good, even after, as we go on, because the only time we actually hear, the last of the Jedi is when Yoda's dying, and, Luke, when I am gone, the last of the Jedi you will be. I mean, but that's like, I still feel like it's more of the you have to atone Anakin talk.
Yeah.
That half speak, the truth is how you look at it type of way.
Yeah.
That Obi-Wan so adequately portrays in the first movie. He killed your father. Yes, it's.
I know. There is all that. There's the twisted talk that, oh yes, Darth Vader killed your father. When really, nope, Darth Vader's your dad. Yeah. There is that twisted stuff. But I do have to admit this. No matter what happens, this is still the coolest sound in the universe.
Yes, Dan got another a souvenir from the con, obviously.
Yeah. I'm sorry. The sound of a lightsaber igniting is still the coolest sound ever. It really is.
I agree. I love it.
The hum, the rattle, just the viciousness of that sound. You know what's going to happen. Someone's going to lose an arm or a limb.
Yeah, poor Rey. She's totally going to lose her hand.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Really?
No, I think they're going to shy away from that. I really do. I think we've seen enough Jedi losing limbs that they're going to shy away from her suffering that fate. Because we have
at least have a throwaway joke. They're at least going to have a joke. They have to.
I'm sure they're going to have a throwaway joke because Luke has his weird robotic hand, which makes no sense. He had a freaking hand that had flesh on it. Why is he now gone to a robotic hand? It makes no sense to me. That seems like a step backwards.
Well, even in Return of the Jedi, his hand got shot, and it was kind of like fritzing. Maybe the robot hand is a little bit more durable.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, I mean that's the one thing that just always caught me off guard with Anakin. It's like, why is there not flesh on there? Luke had flesh. What? Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't Anakin get flesh eventually?
No, he just had a glove on it.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cool, I guess.
Yeah, long sleeve glove. Yeah, yeah. But moving on. So, Hera Syndulla, great character, fascinating character, considering she has no force powers, but she's an amazing skilled pilot. And at the same time, I think she is the anchor to everything within that group.
Yeah. And, hey, she flies a B-Wing, which, that's my favorite ship
She
there.
flies the first B-Wing ever.
Yep, when it's still a prototype.
Yeah, so let's throw that there. That is the one ship that never made sense to me until Star Wars Rebels. My entire life, I'm like, why do they call it a B-Wing? I know why they call it a Y-Wing. It looks like a Y. I know why they call it an A-Wing. It's kind of shaped like an A. Well, we all know why it's an X-Wing. Why is this thing a B-Wing? It does not look like a B in any way, shape, or form. It's B for Blade Wing. That makes sense now. It's a giant blade. Awesome. But I have this question now. Why the heck do all these B-Wings that they're flying around not just blast the crap out of those Imperial destroyers? I mean, we see the one that she's flying able to do it. Why can't they?
See, that bothers me. But back in Return of the Jedi, they were just an extra starfighter that's only seen pretty much in the background. I mean, we never see it in either one of the other classic Star Wars movies, and we never see that little Death Star tri-laser thing that it does.
I know.
Completely just Rebels.
That's why I'm saying, where the heck was that? We could have the Rebels could have easily taken out those Star Destroyers and gone after the Death Star.
I agree.
What?
I agree. It would have been amazing, but again, they didn't. They decided not. Well, they didn't know about it at that point. They hadn't even written it at that point. all the B-Wings that you could fly in all these video games and all the stories, they never actually covered this super awesome, like, tri-laser that they all,
Yeah.
did.
Maybe that just wasn't part of the training, so they don't know that's on their vehicle. I don't know.
Or, who knows, maybe actually, didn't it fry something when she used it?
Yeah, I think it did. So maybe they decided, hey, we're not going to risk frying these ships. We'll just build the ship because they're really maneuverable, and we'll skip that laser. If that's the case, okay, that makes sense. But
it's almost like the kamikaze shot. Guess what? You're going down. Well, you're going down too.
Yeah. But, I mean, honestly, if they all had that equipped on them, why did they send a squad of X-Wings to shoot some proton torpedoes down a ventilation shaft? Just bombard the stupid thing with that laser beam. That would have been the end.
That's true. I hadn't even thought about that. The fact that Rebels does take place so far before A New Hope, which is so much further before Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. So we were reading, it's 14 years after Episode 3, but 5 years before Episode 4 when Rebels starts. So, and it's what, Season 2 that they get, that the B-Wing shows up?
Well, what do you expect? That they're going to have a flash forward 15 or 12 years and say, hey, let's show the B-Wing being invented, I mean, it has to take place in this time period.
Well, yeah, and it's fine that it did. I'm just saying, these B-Wings have this weapon on them. Why didn't we use it? I mean, what? Yeah. I'm sure there's a reason. I'm sure there is a reason. Like you said, probably fried out the system, so like we're not going to put that on this weapon system on board. I don't know. It just would have been cool.
I could understand.
Yeah.
I can understand. I don't necessarily agree, but I can understand.
Yes. But,
So.
Apparently we're going to see the A-Wing in Episode 8 again. Cool.
I am excited that they're bringing back the A-Wings, that the Rebel fleet is not just X-Wing based.
Yeah.
Which,
this is the one thing that bothers me. Again, I love Star Wars, but this is the one thing that bothered me about Episode 7. We got this really cool ship that Kylo Ren flies in. We've got these drop ships that the Resistance and the First Order is flying around in. And then we just get a tweaked X-Wing. What? Really? We couldn't get a cool fighter ship? Nope. The X-Wing is apparently so awesome, even though they're old, that we just tweaked the engine a little bit to make it look cool. And then we paint the leaders black and orange, just so he stands out. That's like Mace Windu having a purple lightsaber. Let's just make him stand out.
just a little bit.
Come on, I want to see a new fighter ship. Now in 8, we're seeing Kylo Ren's ship. It's a new modified TIE. That's awesome. We got to see a TIE Striker, which in toy format and very shortly in Rogue One, that looked like a cool ship, but who knows if it really was because we didn't see much of it. The U-Wing looked cool. Why don't they have any U-Wings in Episode 7? Did those all get destroyed? What happened there?
Hey, we see some in Rebels. We see some in the Rebels Season 4 trailer.
We do there. So that leads me to believe that we're really close to Rogue One because that shows up. Yeah, I don't. It's just those things. It's like we have an opportunity to see some really cool spaceships and some redesigned things, and instead we get a Porgy.
Yeah, I feel like they really kind of cheaped out.
Yeah.
On this one. I mean, even in the prequels, we had a pretty wide variety of ships. Like
Oh, yeah.
the droid starfighters,
The Jedi
starfighters, the ARC 190s.
Yeah. Well, even the ARCs. We got to see modified versions of the ARCs. We got to see a lot of different ships, which was really cool. I liked that. And now I feel like it's like one, and maybe what leads to that is because the Emperor was in control, so there wasn't a lot of building of new ships. It was we're only building these type of ships, which I can see. I can see the Empire doing that, which is why the Falcon is so old and why there isn't a lot of wide variety of ships, and what is out there are really old ships because they're not producing any new ships. But you'd think with the fall of the Empire, they'd start developing new ships and like, hey, I have this really cool idea. Let's do this. But no, we don't see that. Except for with the First Order, which makes no sense to me. But anyways, I'm griping.
No, it's okay. I feel the same way. I really wish that we saw more ships, especially in the newer Star Wars. And I hope that we do see more aside from just the A-Wing.
Yes, I do too. I do hope that Episode 8 is good. It's exciting. It's going to be interesting where they go. We finally get to see Luke, other than him just staring at us in a weird manner.
Until he dies.
I don't think he's going to die. I don't think so. They may have had plans for that, but with the passing of Carrie Fisher and the loss of Han Solo, I think they're going to have to keep him.
I hope they do.
I hope they do as well.
I really do. But then again, I think about Return of the Jedi. We had lost Obi-Wan already previously, and then Yoda died too. So it would not surprise me if they still ended up killing Luke in this one.
I mean, yes, I can see them doing it because it's kind of a passing of the torch to the new guys. But I hope they don't. I really don't. So.
Oh, I sincerely hope they don't. I'm trying to prepare myself because I honestly did not believe that they would have done that to Han Solo in this last movie. I didn't see it coming. I didn't think that they would. Completely caught me off guard.
Wow.
100%.
Nice. Well, I think we've gone on for our rant and our rave. But what we do need to do, though, is let you listen to our interview with Vanessa Marshall, talking about how she became a voice actor, who her favorite character is, and so much more really cool stuff. And if you listen closely, you may hear her say something as Hera. And I'll just say this. Mackenzie was there, and I think she got a little shy there.
Really?
Yeah. I think she got a little overwhelmed by sitting there. I mean, Vanessa, it's like, come on, sit down. Because Mackenzie was dressed as Wonder Woman, and Vanessa voices Wonder Woman. She was all like, sit down. Come on, let's have fun here. And I think Mackenzie got a little shy. But that's okay. It was probably her first time. Well, no, it was her first time doing an interview with a celebrity. So, that does happen.
That is awesome. I love it when celebrities are cool like that.
Oh,
you know?
Very cool. And I'm very excited to be able to have interviewed her. So with that said, we're going to let you listen to it, and then we'll catch you later.
It's Hera!
Hey everyone, we're here at Salt Lake Comic Con. This is Dungeon Crawlers, and we are here with Vanessa Marshall, which is known for Hera Syndulla, which is my favorite, Wonder Woman, which is why Mackenzie's all dressed up, and Gamora on Guardians of the Galaxy, and lots of other fantastic characters. So what got you into voice acting?
I was actually doing a sketch comedy show, and I was playing various characters with different voices, and a voiceover agent saw me and recommended that I try animation, and I went into the voiceover agency and I read for her, and she ended up signing me, and I've been there since 1997. And I've been learning and taking classes and studying and observing and growing as an artist, and it's been wonderful. And I was on Billy and Mandy with Richard Horvitz to my left. That's right. What's up, yo? How's it going, Erwin? There you go. And that was my first animated job, actually, as a little African-American boy on The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. But I've been able to work with the greats and learn from them, and it's just been really miraculous.
So what is it like playing these bigger-than-life characters like Wonder Woman or Hera or even Gamora?
Well, I've heard people say that, who are you to play small in your own life? That on some level there's a superhero in all of us, and it takes humility to embrace that to a certain extent. And I've actually lost 70 pounds thanks to martial arts and boxing and stuff like that. And so I feel like I've, as a person, have stepped into my own power not that weight loss has anything to do with power at all, but that I'm willing to be visible and to be heard. And I think part of doing voiceover is finding your voice. And it's just interesting to note that as I claimed my power and my space, my ability to protect myself with self-defense, that I started playing more of these characters who, Hera's perhaps the more maternal version of that, but Gamora is certainly, the most dangerous woman in the galaxy. So it's been interesting to observe that, wow, I'm starting to play more of these characters who really own their power. And I think they create icons for young girls to look up to, which I think is fantastic. I know I looked up to Wonder Woman growing up. Of course. So to be able to embody them is an honor.
So do you have a question, Mackenzie? Or are you just nervous? She's nervous? Yeah.
Fangirling. Awesome. I'm fangirling on your outfit.
So out of all the characters you've kind of been played or portrayed, which is your favorite?
Probably Hera. I've learned the most from Hera. Sorry. I did 4 seasons of Hera, and I did 2 straight to DVD movies of Wonder Woman. I have more experience as a fan with Wonder Woman, and but as exploring a character and learning and growing into who Hera is, I think Hera has taught me the most, probably because I've had the most airtime of actually experiencing what it is to really transcend self and give oneself fully to a greater cause, and not take things personally, and just really lead and focus. And the Wonder Woman movies were absolutely amazing, but I think 4 years on a show tends to impact one's heart a little bit more as far as like professionally goes. But as a spiritual entity on the planet, Wonder Woman rocks by far.
So how was it going to see Rogue One and seeing the ghost show up and hear General Syndulla?
Oh, I had no idea. There's a guy, David Collins, who actually paged me. And before the movie began, he said, "Oh, listen, I paid you. You're going to love it." And I thought, yeah, that's nice. Sure. Oh, and I'm paging you too. What? That's ridiculous. But then sitting in the movie theater, he actually did. I had to go up to him afterwards and apologize and say, "I thought you were kidding. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. You really did it." He said, "Yeah, I know." So every time I hear it, it's amazing that she translated. Well, much like Saw Gerrera went from the Clone Wars into Rogue One, I was really grateful to be among the animated characters who made it into live action, at least, by name. My thing that I tell myself is that Hera wasn't in the war room because she was already warming up the ghost, because she was ready to get out of there and go get it done. I don't know that for a fact. That's conjecture.
No, it's okay. I like that idea, just because that's kind of how the character is. So now, where can our listeners kind of find you or keep track, of the things you're doing? Because unfortunately, this is the last season of Rebels, and we're not going to see anymore.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at Van Marshall, VanMarshall, and I'm on Instagram, Vanessa Marshall 1138, an ode to Mr. Lucas, and you'll find me on Young Justice, which is coming out on the DC streaming service for Black Canary. There's also Forces of Destiny you can find online. Hera will be making appearances there. And Guardians of the Galaxy, the next season is going to be amazing. So you can also look for that. But come find me online.
And one final thing, would you be able to, in Hera's voice, to say, "Hey, this is your name and such and such and such, and you're listening to Dungeon Crawlers"?
You're listening to
Dungeon Crawlers?
Dungeon Crawlers. Okay. Hi, this is Vanessa Marshall. I play Hera Syndulla on Star Wars Rebels, and you're listening to Dungeon Crawlers. One more thing. May the Force be with you, always.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we're back.
I hate you guys. I hate you so much.
I'm sorry.
No, it's just that I couldn't be there for that. Like, that's so awesome.
No, it was fantastic. It was great. I enjoyed having that opportunity to speak with her, and very, very humble person. It was so nice that she was willing to give us her time, and honestly, I could have probably kept going on. I just felt really bad because everyone else wanted to talk to her. But I could have kept asking her questions about Hera and Star Wars and so on and so forth. But anyways.
You did take quite a bit of time.
I did.
I would have too.
Yeah.
But How long was the line behind you guys?
It was at least 6 or 7 deep.
Oh.
But the really cool thing is, you know, we did get to ask her how it felt about hearing that page in Rogue One and hearing her name, General Syndulla, you know, and like you heard, she was ecstatic about it. So fantastic. So, all right.
This is awesome.
Well, folks, we're out of time. We've gone over, and we're gonna have to let you go, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, we're out of here.
May the Force be with you, always.